горят фуры, пахнет. Вот, там вот, это не передать.
Russian ships have been unable to enter the Tartus port in Syria, where they have been stuck at outer anchorage for several days. A spokesperson for the Ukrainian Navy, Dmytro Pletenchuk, shared the information on national television. The situation in the Mediterranean is quite interesting. Russian ships are still at sea. They have not been granted permission to enter the Tartus port. As of now, they've been stuck on the outer anchorage for several days and cannot enter the port, he stated, without specifying the number of vessels involved. At the same time, the Militarny outlet, citing marine traffic data, reports that the ship Sparta, which Moscow uses to transport military equipment, has been unable to enter Tartus for 5 days. This puts the evacuation of Russian weapons and equipment from Syria in jeopardy. Russia's only foreign naval base is located in Tartus. After the fall of Bashar al-Assad's regime, the Russians brought a significant number of trucks with equipment here, the report states. The ship Sparta left the Russian port of Baltijsk in the Kaliningrad region on December 11th and arrived at the Syrian coast on January 5th. However, since then, it has been drifting in the waters near Tartus for more than 5 days without entering the port, said OSINT analyst Oliver Alexander. Therefore, the only way to evacuate Russian military and equipment from Syria is through the Hmeimim air base, where Russian Defense Ministry planes regularly arrive. Currently, the fate of Russian military bases in the Syrian Arab Republic remains unknown. Russia is negotiating with the new Syrian government on this issue. The scale of the evacuation of the Russian contingent from the country may indicate that it will either be completely withdrawn from Syria or remain in very limited numbers. The Tartus naval base on the Syrian coast of the Mediterranean Sea had been owned by the USSR since 1971. After the collapse of the USSR, it became Russian property and was used to a limited extent to replenish fuel and supplies for Russian Navy ships. With the outbreak of the civil war in Syria in 2012, the Russian Navy began active use of the base. It was modernized to accommodate large displacement ships. After the outbreak of the full-scale Russian-Ukrainian war, the base became an important hub for the Russian Navy's military presence in the Mediterranean. In Russia, the Cherkizovo Chicken Kingdom, one of Russia's leading poultry producers, is reportedly on fire. Russians report that debris from Ukrainian drones shot down by Russian air defenses directly over the facility caused the blaze. That naughty debris again. The buildings, which are located on one of the 7 sites of the poultry farm in the Gorshchensk district, were damaged. There were birds in one of the buildings at the time of the fire, but the factory workers were evacuated. Ukraine's Air Force reports that during the day, 3 out of 3 Iskander-K cruise missiles aimed for Kryvyi Rih were shot down. Good job. Damage assessment of the drone strike at 22nd December on an oil depot in Oriol. Satellite images, despite mediocre quality, show that at least 2 fuel tanks were destroyed, and a pipeline was damaged during a recent by Ukrainian drones on December 22, 2024 in Oriol. A Russian BM-21 Grad MLRS is destroyed by a Ukrainian FPV. The crew of the strike drone unit, Kamara, turned an entire BM-21 Grad loaded with a full ammunition stockpile into a pile of rubble in the Kursk region. The BM-21 Grad is a Soviet-designed multiple-launch rocket system widely used in conflicts worldwide, including the ongoing war in Ukraine. It is known for its ability to deliver rapid, concentrated firepower over a broad area, making it a critical component of modern artillery warfare. Residents of 19 villages located on the left bank of the Pinega River in Russia's Arkhangelsk region complained to Putin about the lack of medical care, roads, and crossings. The residents said that for several months now, they have no connection with the mainland. In the summer, a ferry crossing works, but, according to people, it is too expensive and often does not operate due to low water levels.
Residents from 12 more villages located on the left bank of the Pinega River are joining our appeal. For almost 2 months, we have had no connection with the district and regional centers. During this time, products have not been delivered, and mail delivery is impossible. Those who work shifts cannot simply return home or go to work. Most importantly, we cannot get to the hospital for appointments. Emergency medical assistance is unavailable to us. Till 2 weeks ago, a man broke his leg, an open fracture. For 3 days, they couldn't transport him to the district hospital 80 kilometers away. On the most impassable stretches of road, the man with the fracture had to be taken on a homemade swamp vehicle. It's the 21st century, and here the sick are transported on all-terrain vehicles. Children from the village of Beretnik are taken to school on horseback because cars can't pass on our road. In case of emergencies, access to our villages closed. Food supplies are not being delivered due to the lack of crossings. When contacting the prosecutor's office of the Pineshki district, the road will be completed in the year 2035. This does not suit us. We want to live now.
The 25th Ramstein meeting has wrapped up with several key pledges for Ukraine's defense. The U.S. has just announced a $500 million aid package to Ukraine. The aid package will include air defense missiles, air-to-surface munitions and missiles, and equipment to support the F-16. United Kingdom, along with allies, will provide Ukraine with 30,000 FPV drones. Norway allocated $61 million to support the coalition of drones. Germany announced additional air defense systems, Iris-T missiles, and armored transport vehicles. Poland, preparing a new military aid package, including strengthening the tank coalition. EU, Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas emphasized that the EU is ready to take the lead if the US steps back. President Zelensky called for a more practical approach to foreign military presence, seeing it as a key step toward peace. Additionally, 8 roadmaps were confirmed, focusing on military aid, procurement, Ukrainian defense industry support, and investment attraction through 2027. After Ramstein, Zelensky said that Ukraine still does not have the desired 19 air defense systems, but that they are heading a good way, and new pledges were made.
Regarding the question of whether Ramstein will be extended or not, the question does not arise because everyone understands that the next meeting is in February and everyone has already agreed on this. Therefore, I also view this very positively, as this platform where such a large number of countries meet is important for us, so that he continues his work. Can we change the name to Wiesbaden? In Wiesbaden, we already have a mission. They are working there, working the military of many countries of the world, and we are present there, which is very important. The question is not about the name. You should know that Ramstein, they gathered in both Ramstein and Brussels last year, and it was about 50-50. But the main thing is that important decisions were made there regarding the support of Ukraine.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.